I want to, I'm getting better. I want to welcome Dr. Dance to his first official school board meeting tonight. We're so very excited to have you. And I feel the renewed energy of the new school year, and it just seems very exciting. And it's just good vibes, like wherever you go. And I'm super excited to be a part of it. So I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Downs to give a quick rundown regarding our student updates going forward, and then his superintendent update.
Good evening. It's my pleasure to introduce our ASB president for this year, Ethan Douglas. And I also want to honor the fact his principal is here, Mr. Mitchell. Thank you for attending with him and working directly with Ethan to support him in his senior year. We wanted to honor the fact of a student first, as a student first organization. And we are going to do that in our board meetings where we're going to ask our student representative, who is a busy young man, and he's taken time to commit to get here, and we want to honor his time. So we are putting him student first, and he will be presenting at the very beginning of our board meetings. And then we are also going to be saying thank you so much, and he's going to head out. He says something about homework and some other things that he'll be working on as he's also busy right now during the middle of football season. So I just want to say thank you to Ethan, and we are so happy you're here. And it's all yours for your first report.
Thank you, Dr. Downs. I'm really excited to share a couple updates from high school. I have it broken down into 4 categories. It goes academics, arts, activities, and then athletics. So I'll start us off with academics. On Wednesday, first day of school, we started off with all 1,700 students in school. It was a super awesome start to the school year. The day before that was our Link Crew Day, which was for all of our freshmen to come in and kind of get to know the layout of the school, get to meet their teachers, and we showed off the clubs too. We had a club fair. So at the high school, we have, I want to say, over 40 clubs with a bunch of different opportunities. They meet during a flex period right after first. It's about 30 minutes, and the students can pick where they want to go. And so we wanted to show the freshmen, hey, we got spots for all of your interests and all of those things. This year, we've taken a bigger stance on phones in the classroom at the high school as well. So we've really tried to focus more on away, which has led to, I've even noticed it, more people with their phones away. It's not on the desk. They don't feel notification, not picking it up. They're kind of more focused in on the learning and all of that stuff, which is super great. We haven't had really any big academics honors coming up, and so I'll keep those ready for the next couple of reports. For arts, theater just had callbacks, and they just got their cast list actually on Friday, which is for their show Percy Jackson, which is a really great show for all ages, so everyone in the community can come to that one. It's adapted from Rick Riordan's best-selling book, The Lightning Thief. We're super excited for that. I will be there opening night. And marching band is hard at work on their new production, which is they're set to start competing in October. For activities, we have a bunch of stuff coming up related to homecoming. Homecoming is the 5th in the Commons at the high school. The theme, student council voted, it's musicals. And we do a bunch of different events. We decorate the halls, which takes place on the 28th. We do, each class has a sub-theme related to musicals. So they have to pick a musical or something related to a musical. Some people have tried to do Shrek. It's never really made the cut, but apparently that counts as a musical. Who knows? This weekend, actually, on Saturday, we have Powder Puff class competitions. So all of these count as class competitions. So they're open to every single class. Student council puts them on and gives out the dates and all of those sorts of things. But decorating the halls, students can come in whenever they have empty time and help decorate. We help coordinate outside of school. And then we have a judging council that goes around and we judge the hallways and we go, oh, you did a really good job here, you did a really good job here. And they get points depending on that. And the same thing with Powder Puff, which is a football competition between the classes, which is, this weekend. And then the parade is the day right before homecoming, so the 4th. And that's also a class competition. And so along with Hall Deck, they can help make decorations as big class groups to help decorate floats. The route is the same as traditional, so it starts at the charter school and then it sneaks around through Old Town and it ends right over the middle school. And then this year, we're doing a little something different in lip sync. Lip sync is uh, how do I say this? It's like we make music videos to music. It's like, yeah, we kind of do some hip hop stuff. We make some cuts. It's kind of fun. It's a class competition as well, but everybody gets a little afraid to perform their act at the assemblies. So the teachers are doing their own performance and they're performing that at the assembly. And we're just going to do lip sync like we did with COVID, where we make videos and everybody votes on it in homeroom because the camera's a little less scary than 1,700 students. Uh, the teachers are dancing to a mashup from The Greatest Showman. I got a little sneak peek of that, so that'll be fun to watch. And then to finish up activities, I talked a little bit about clubs and that club fair, but we're trying to take a bigger stance on making clubs more visible to the school as well. It's been really difficult to find a centralized location of club information, who's their advisor, kind of what they do and when they meet. We have them listed on the district website, but not really much information about them. So we've been looking at a couple options along with some more club fairs and engagement stuff to see what we can do to get more outreach in the student body. Let's see. Athletics. Football has played 2 games. We had a game against West Lynn. Um, it's not really the way we wanted that one to go, but that's okay. It happens. We played Tualatin this week, and the homecoming game is coming up. It's right around the corner, so that'll be fun. We'll announce court at that date. Well, the royalty. We'll have court prior, but we announce royalty, and we have a big kind of halftime show, so that's a lot of fun. Volleyball games is a few games into their season. Boys and girls soccer they both started off competing hard in the first couple of games. Cross country just had their first meet. And then all of the schedules for activities and athletics are all on OSAA's website as well too. Um, and then let's see, what else do I have here? That's it. I think that's all. Now, if everyone would join me outside on the front lawn, I have the Sherwood High School drum line to give us a little performance.
All right, we're back from our little performance. That was amazing. Thank you to the high school percussion for that. I hope we get to do more fun stuff like that because that is worth the price of admission. So I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Downs for his superintendent report.
Kind of hard to beat that in there. Kind of want to just say, have a good night and let's have a great year. I wanted to take a minute to just let you know how excited I am to be in Sherwood. I know it's been a few months now. So during that time, I've been really excited to meet community and business partners. And it's just been really impressive. I've had a lot of one-on-one meetings and met with several folks that actually a lot of you have recommended as well. So I've appreciated getting to know the community and just been very impressed. But what got me the most excited was when we brought kids back. A wonderful back to school. And what impressed me the most was the care and attention our staff put into this. I know you know that, but to watch them firsthand and to see them interact with families and with kids and to see them light up. We talk a lot about creating joy, and we want school to be a place where kids want to go, but we also want it to be a place where adults want to go. There are so many moving parts. I know people have asked, how does it start a year? It just comes together. And it's like, yes, because everyone's working really hard. And so I just want to say thank you to all of our staff. Each person helped get ready for a great welcome. It's pretty impressive. We're entering into our 4th week already. And to see the connections that are already being made, it's been really fun for me. I'm getting to know a lot of students as well and a lot of families. And so it's been fun to be in buildings. I love that. I also wanted to say a big thank you to our district office team and all the folks that put together all the hard work in the summer. There's a lot of great preparation in order to welcome families back. As we did welcome families back this year, I also want to just say thank you to our a friendly reminder and thank you to our community for the passing of the levy. Though I know it's been a little while back, what it means to me and to our staff is invaluable. The levy itself is going to bring approximately $6 million into our budget for this year. And that generosity also that retains 57 staff. So I know we've talked, and I know some of you have asked me a little bit about some of our neighboring, friends and others in some other districts that are experiencing some financial struggles and woes, and wanted just to let you know the significance of that support. We also work really hard to maintain class size, and we work our hardest with that. This year, one thing that we've experienced is we had a large senior class that exited, and we knew that that was going to be the case. And we've had a smaller kindergarten class come in, but everywhere else we've seen growth. And so we try to manage and worked hard on some hot spots. But we are also experiencing, as I shared with our chamber friends the other morning at a breakfast, we have nearly 2,200 homes in Sherwood that over the next 10 to 15 years are supposed to be going in. And we are we'll see how that plays out, but we're paying close attention to developments that are going on right now as we've received several families, the new families to the Sherwood community, and our principals have done an unbelievable job welcoming them in. So I'm appreciative of them. I also wanted just to share that we began doing what we call learning walks with our district office team, which means we just are in schools. It's a big belief in mine that we need to be in schools to support students and staff. And it's exciting for us. So we began those last week, and we look forward to doing those during the school year. I'm not quite sure how students do it right now, to be honest. There's a lot. I know parents, it's a lot for you as well. But when you hear our students outside talk about, that's one group of students that is super passionate about what they do, and their time, energy, and effort is just impressive. I didn't gloss over the fact when we heard that the two-a-days for the band, it was 11-hour days. And there's no joke. And then the family commitment, the families that bring food, that help transport, that help, even tonight, just the ability for them to get here, that took some work. And so I'm just appreciative for that. So that's it for my update tonight. And I just want to say thank you. It's been a wonderful to get to know you as well.
Thank you for that. So we're going to move on to board reports, and we only have a report from Director Mueller tonight.
Thank you. Just a note from summer. I was lucky enough again to attend the Oregon School Board summer session. And it's a 3-day event that pulls together the the people from the Oregon School Board Association. And they really, I think this year, a couple things came to the front that they really concentrated on. They really were looking and feeling a strong presence amongst themselves. And this is where people get together from all different school districts and school board members, as well as the administrative staff, to talk about just what's going on in their district as well as around the state. And there was really a strong presence this time of a cohesiveness amongst the people. It's a little like a delayed COVID response. Everyone was more relaxed. Everyone was more approachable. So the whole tenor was a little bit different. And the spin-off of that, they had a real interesting day work session on school board effectiveness and school board governance, school board responsibilities. And it was really a self-reflective work session on where and how does the school board fit into the relationships with the community, the relationships with the superintendent? How are those structures measured? What kind of reflection do school board members do amongst themselves and with the board in its relationship with the superintendent? And Aaron had mentioned this early on when he first came here, to get to know the board members more intimately, more of an understanding. And they had a real presence in their sessions of, we would like the school boards across the state to look at their responsibilities. It's more complex. It's more difficult to understand everything, but I really thought that was important and learned a lot in that session. And I'm sure we may internally amongst ourselves be working on some of those things, or just really discussing them and see how they apply here in Sherwood, because they certainly do. So again, lucky to be there. It's a great opportunity and great experience. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we'll be moving on to the consent agenda. Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I make a motion that we adopt the consent agenda.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Okay, we are moving on to public comment for the agenda items. Excuse me. Danny, do we have any? We don't have any.
There's no public comment.
There is no public comment. Okay, we will move on to board practices. So this is the time of the year where we look at best practices and working agreements as a board and with our superintendent. And one small change going forward that's more procedural for non-agenda items on the agenda, all electronic comments will be delivered to the board, but they will not be read aloud anymore at the end of the meeting. And that's the only small little procedural change on that. Board will still receive all of that electronic communication. It still comes to all of us. But we are just excited to move with a fantastic working relationship with Dr. Downs the new year and as he embarks on his journey at Sherwood. And that is the only change for board practices. Next, we're going to move on to transportation awards, and Jim Rose is going to come up and speak.
Good evening, board. I'm super excited to be here tonight to talk about a subset of our amazing group of drivers that we have that deliver our kids safely to and from school every day. They're here to talk about the rodeo, and I'll let Casey fill you in a little more on that in a moment. But let's just say it's a series of obstacles that they get to go through as part of a competition, and they last summer allowed me to come and give it a shot as they were practicing. And I will tell you, there's nothing more terrifying than trying to get a 40-foot bus through a smaller and smaller and smaller gap. And I can't imagine doing it with a load of excited students who are off to their first day of school. So these people do an amazing job for us, and I'm super excited to let Casey Jevons, our Director of Transportation, fill you in on the rodeo.
Years ago, somebody got grumpy about why we were spending money training people for a rodeo. Well, it's not about the rodeo. It's about training drivers to be skilled and prepared for any obstacle. And just drive down Woodhaven or Dewey on garbage day. That'll tell you everything you need to know. Our team started practicing back in, I believe, February. With me, I have both of my trainers that are our coaches for the team, and 2 of our 3 drivers that actually competed at the safety exercises on the first Saturday of June. They give up a lot of time to go out and practice all of the different events. There are 3 written tests they take. There are 11 driving skills that involve everything from backing up to diminishing clearance, offset alley, right turns, left turns, railroad tracks, all sorts of events that are part of our normal everyday driving, just tweaked down to a little bit tighter than everything else they do. They worked very hard. This year we did not bring home a trophy to Sherwood. It's the first year in a few years we haven't. But what do they call it in sports? A rebuilding year. And we are there. And this next year, I strongly anticipate that we are going to field another excellent team, and we are going to have more trophies to bring home to Sherwood, and we'll be back here next September to show off all our fun trophies. One other thing I'd like to do is I'd like to call out another piece of our transportation team, and he would probably be embarrassed that I'm doing it, but he can watch the video later and be embarrassed. Out in the parking lot, out on the road is one of our new buses. We've got 2 new buses delivered a week or so ago. One of them had to go back and get something fixed that the dealer didn't get totally ready. The other one is here. And our mechanic, Javer Davenport and Alan Lemke, they are working very hard to get those buses up and running. And without Javer and Alan, our fleet would not be where it is. And this last May, we had ODE come in and do our audit. And when they got done, one of the comments they made was that usually when they come in on the end of the year inspections, the fleet looks a little ratty because the mechanics are kind of waiting to get to summer and they can fix up all those things. And they were very excited that our fleet looked really good. And they gave us really great scores. And a lot of that is because of Alan and Javer working very hard to keep our fleet. So come take a visit. Everybody, please come take a look at that bus. I can show you all the cool things that are on it. So not tonight, but if you want to come to the lot, we can probably arrange something. Let me introduce my team real quickly. We have Eric and Lindsay. They're my 2 trainers. They're the coaches for the team that spend a lot of time and the effort to get the people ready. Ken Rice and Darren Schwartz, and our 3rd competitor who wasn't able to be here is George Johnson. And they really appreciate your support, and they do a great job of representing Sherwood in a great way.
Huge thank you to all of the Sherwood transportation team for keeping our kids safe. You guys are unsung heroes, so we appreciate you. Thank you.
Yeah, let's give them a clap. I wanted to also just say, Director Jevons, it's nice to have you in this new role, and thank you for bringing your team. And I just want to second, I'd love for us to, get a tour over there in the brand new bus. So thank you for bringing the bus tonight.
So we'll all make our way to the bus after the meeting because we're wrapping it up here pretty fast. Next, we're going to move on to public comment for non-agenda items, and I don't believe we have any.
Oh,
Okay. We'll keep moving along. And with that, our next meeting will be